As you are aware, the presidential election is coming up in just about another 72 hours. But the significance of this exercise, which is the most sacred in a democracy, is about to be undermined. If things continue to go on their current course, the choices made by over 84 million Nigerians, at least those that will turn out for the exercise, will not matter by the machinations of the enemies of Nigeria. The National Democratic Front had in recent weeks raised the alarm on several occasions as to the manipulations being carried out by countries that are abusing their accreditations to observe the elections in Nigeria. The countries we have identified in this plot are the United States of America, the United Kingdom, and the European Union, whose member, France, has shown a disproportionate level of belligerence towards Nigeria. These countries have been in the business of issuing coordinating statements that are intended to criminalize the incumbent president, President Muhammadu Buhari, who incidentally is the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC. These countries have stopped beyond all known diplomatic bounds to the extent that they want to decide how Nigeria runs its domestic affairs, including how to run the judiciary and even what to do about its fight against corruption. The plot of these countries was to force the government into a state of inertia, following which Atiku, Abubakar, and the PDP will claim victory at the polls, while the current government will be deemed illegitimate. The outpouring of condemnations from patriotic Nigerians forced the PDP, US, UK, and EU to beat a hasty retreat to re-strategize that their incentive will not allow them give up the plot to force their desired outcome on the elections, even when this glaring violation of all known laws. We were initially at a loss as to why the trio are desperate to install Atiku Abubakar as the next president of Nigeria, even when he does not enjoy the support of Nigerians. The driving force for their support of Atiku Abubakar is worrisome and calls for any Nigerian that desires to still have a country after the elections to stand up against the recolonization of Nigeria. The economies of the identified countries and regional bloc have tethered on the verge of meltdown since President Buhari came into power in 2015. There is anecdotal evidence that the high street shops in the UK suffered a slump in December of that year, simply because the looters of Nigeria were unable to patronize the stores as they were unable to steal money to spend in that country. Their situation became desperate because other African countries are beginning to follow the examples of President Buhari, which means another 4 years of his leadership style will leave the US, UK, and EU in their economic situation. The predicted disintegration of Nigeria was meant to occur in 2015, but President Buhari has held the country together even against a foreign-sponsored Boko Haram and ISIS terrorists. Atiku has struck deals to sell key national assets to these countries through their nationals that will act as proxies. The assertion by Atiku that he will sell the NNPC to his friends was made in fulfillment of the requirement that he commits to selling Nigeria to these countries in exchange for their support to get him into office.